Yes, thank you very much, and thank you for having invited me. I think that my role here is to try to explain what the role of universities is and the Italian Conference of University Rectors. What have we done in terms of sustainability? And what is this Sustainable Campus Network all about? Well, Venice is part of this network. We provide a secretariat. And the whole point in having a network is to share practices and to help develop a system where universities can become instrumental in terms of what is done within the ranks of universities, but among their students who then go out into the world. I don't think I need to overemphasize the whole question of sustainability as a positive factor. I think that this is a point which has already been made. Sustainability is a positive factor for the economy, and the way we perceive sustainability in our network, well, it's a very broad concept. We have the environment, of course, but sustainability means more than the environment. We're interested in other concepts as well. Social sustainability, for instance. And we wish to help promote a development model which is fair and which provides access to culture in the broader sense of the word, where a whole range of social interests are taken into account. So we wish to extend the whole concept of well-being and the dissemination of universal values, thereby achieving sustainable development, reaching out to a greater, larger population. So the role of universities is crucial in all of this. And perhaps I could just quote. This is UNESCO Declaration of the World Education Forum in May 2015. I'm going to read it out in English.
Our vision, questa UNESCO, is to transform lives through education, recognize the important role of education as a main driver of development and in achieving their proposed sustainable development goals. We commit to a sense of urgency, to a single renewed education agenda that is holistic has been used already, ambition, aspirational, and leaving no one behind. And leaving no one behind è uno dei concetti importanti.
This is one of the important concepts, leaving no one behind, one of the important concepts inherent in this whole concept of sustainability. Now, this dates back to 2015, but this is, I believe, the general thinking of higher educational institutes throughout the world. Back in 1990, the Federation of Universities made a statement at the time. A declaration was made, and 10 points were included in that declaration. And already back then, institutions were referred to, institutions which are now considered to be essential. And there are two main issues here. First of all, the model of a civic university, the model of an anchor institution. This is a university which is able to get out of its ivory tower, which is able to train and educate its students to be responsive to their environment. They should be demand-led, but they should also be aware of the challenges of the future. So this is part of the vocation of a university. A university must educate, but a university must also provide a type of education which will further development or help enhance development. Then we have the actual core business of a university, which is the fact that the rectors need to adopt they have said on many an occasion, they have said that universities need to adopt a holistic approach. Now, I know that Marco Mancini is here, so I would like to say something about the Italian system. No, don't worry, I'm not going to say anything dreadful. I don't wish to be argumentative at all. Now, we have been tackling the whole theme of sustainability in our daily lives in universities. But of course, we tend to be very vertical in our approach in Italian universities, and all our training programs and the careers of our researchers are very closely tied to these vertical threads. So if we really want to create incentives to build bridges between the disciplines, we are trying to mix now and to ensure that subject matters are complementary to each other. And this is quite a difficult task for a university. And it is really quite difficult to be innovative, but that's what we're trying to do. And we're really trying to find a solution to this, because this is something which really makes us stand out, as it were. Careers can be built regardless of sometimes of a subject matter. You can be particularly good in a particular area, physics or mathematics or humanities, but you can also be particularly good at studying, say, sustainability, which might require knowledge in all sorts of different areas. And all of this is quite difficult for our researchers to grapple with. So the network of universities is designed to deal with this as well. So we have to look at our internal system, involve the ministry, see how universities work so that we can promote best practice in research, in teaching, and in conceiving a new type of architecture, new types of rules and regulations which will ensure that sustainability will be achieved in a better way. So we have much to learn from what we have just heard from our colleague from Africa, who is obviously working in a sector where sustainability is particularly important. This holistic approach is really what makes the program of the university very interesting. I don't want to take the floor for too long. As far as Ca Foscari is concerned, we have been working on the theme of sustainability for some time. And we've included sustainability as a pillar. We've considered it in a very broad sense. We've studied it from the environmental and the social viewpoints. Universities are also quite large social systems. They're fairly large communities of both lecturers and students. So it is all the more important to implement the appropriate rules relating to sustainability within them. And the management of these establishments should also be sending out the right message. Now, we had to obtain the LEED certification. This palazzo was restructured a few centuries ago. It was built in 1473 as a Gothic palazzo. It was restructured in 2013. We obtained this LEED certification, and it's one of the most beautiful palazzi of Venice. Sustainability means that you also have to try to involve the community living in a university. And I'm going to mention 3 projects to illustrate this. Here you have the carbon footprint calculator, which is designed to provide feedback on the behavior of individuals. So this is a little app, and you can put that on your phone and find out exactly what your carbon emissions are, what your behavior is like. Suggestions are made as to how to improve and correct certain things. So this has to do with social stability, social sustainability. Then there's another project which we've been working on with an artist. Now we wanted to create awareness with regard to the pollution of the sea and the plastic, which can be found in the oceans and which is forming these mountains of plastic. Now, we have an architect, Madame Finucci. She created this structure. We put this in our internal courtyard. It's called the Garbage Patch State. This is a replica of one of these islands, which can be found in the ocean, these islands of plastic, and it's up against the wall just to give the idea of how it can penetrate our world. We also worked with another artist in the framework of the Biennale. Art is a way of communicating. We've been working quite hard on this over the years. Now, these are solar flowers. These are flowers which dance depending on the energy which they pick up, solar energy. And this was an opportunity to study a number of aspects relating to energy and research which can be carried out in this area. So these are just a few examples. A number of initiatives have been taken throughout Italy in different universities, and some of these universities are part of the network, and we will be approving of this network.